Welcome to another edition of the Daily Brief here at the Dakotan. I'm Jonathan Starr. Be sure to go to mydakotan.com where you can check out this daily brief and read the full articles that we're going to talk about today. And be sure right away as we get going here, just hit that subscribe button. Tonight is the Minot City Council meeting that's going to be having 5:30 p.m. at City Hall in the City Council chambers. There are a few topics that are going to be on the agenda that will be interesting indeed. One of them is a public hearing that will be held concerning the liquor licenses. We're actually going to be having a special live stream about that later today at 9 a.m. with local bar owners, the Sports on Tap, Tony Mueller, going to talk about what it would look like for people in the industry if the caps do get removed. Obviously, this is a battle between free enterprise and the current system that is in place that has created a value for these liquor licenses in the city of Minot. This day in history, in 1973, American Racehorse Secretariat won the Kentucky Derby en route to capturing the U.S. Triple Crown, which also includes the Preakness Stakes and the Belmont Stakes. And as you can tell, I'm just a huge racing fan, so sorry about that. Alan Shepard Jr. made a 15-minute flight in the Freedom 7 spacecraft in 1961, becoming the first U.S. astronaut to travel in space. So a couple big things that happened in history. But over the weekend, there was a lot of news that happened, and so let's just jump right into it. First off, on Friday, Alderman Paul Pittner addressed some concerns about the liquor license committee that was popping up online. In response to the public scrutiny surrounding the Minot's Alcohol Ordinance Review and Rewrite Committee, Alderman Paul Pittner released a Facebook Live video on May 2nd to clarify the committee's purpose and operations. He emphasized the committee's transparency, noting that all meetings were open to the public and included opportunities for input. Pittner also addressed potential conflicts of interest, disclosing his ownership of commercial property and his mother's property in downtown Minot, asserting that neither poses a conflict regarding liquor licensing. You can read the full article or watch the full Facebook Live by going to mydakotan.com. Kyler Column of the Dakotan released an article over the weekend concerning the anhydrous ammonia spill of 2002. On January 18th, 2002, a Canadian Pacific freight train derailed near Minot, North Dakota, releasing approximately 147,000 gallons of anhydrous ammonia into the air. The toxic gas formed a dense cloud that drifted into the city, resulting in one fatality and over 300 injuries, including chemical burns and respiratory issues. The incident was exacerbated by failures in the city's emergency alert system. Radio and television stations were understaffed or unreachable, and emergency sirens were inaudible in affected areas. First responders faced significant challenges due to the hazardous conditions, but managed to evacuate residents and provide medical assistance. The North Dakota legislature passes landmark property tax reform last Friday, the final day of this session for the North Dakota legislature. They approved House Bill 1176, a significant property tax reform measure that increases the primary tax credit from $500 to $1,600 annually, providing substantial relief to homeowners. The bill, backed by Governor Kelly Armstrong, also introduces a 3% annual cap on local property tax budget increases to control future tax growth. Funded by earnings from the state's $12 billion legacy fund, the reform package includes approximately $473 million in tax relief for the 2025 through 2027 biennium, and it does a few other things as well. And then the North Dakota legislature withdrew $50 million funding for Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library. The North Dakota legislature removed a proposed $50 million in state funding intended for the library's operational endowment. The funding, initially added to the Department of Commerce budget by the House, faced opposition in the Senate due to concerns over the late introduction of the proposal and the absence of prior hearings. Lawmakers recalled assurances from 2019 that the state's initial $50 million contribution would be a one-time commitment. Despite the withdrawal, the library's construction in Medora continues, with a grand opening scheduled for July 4th, 2026. As of mid-April, the library had secured $286 million in private donations. Additionally, a $70 million line of credit from the Bank of North Dakota remains available for construction costs, though it has not yet been utilized. legislators indicated the possibility of revisiting the funding proposal in the 2027 session, allowing for a more thorough evaluation once the library is operational. That's today's daily brief. You can go to mydecoding.com. You can read these articles. You can read more articles that we'll be putting out throughout the day today. And of course, be sure to join us 9 a.m. this morning with Tony Mueller as we talk about those liquor license caps and how a removal would affect the city of Minot, or maybe that's the best thing to happen. Who knows? Join us at 9 a.m. Thanks for watching this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe. Join the decoding community. You have a great rest of your day.